So the Marvel superheroes version of Manhattan is finally done. I was low key afraid of doing this stage again because it was just so brutal the first time around. Um, I was hoping this would go quicker, but of course it was more work than I originally thought. But anyway, I'll talk about the versions. There's like the same variants as the first time around. There's like a no van version, a version that's just the first phase, and a version that's just the second phase. Okay, so I think this is the version that's stuck in the first phase. I'm going to talk about the like nuances that are different from the original version. More so, I won't go over all the fixes from the original version, from like because I don't even remember them all regardless. But I'll just stick to the differences from this version from the other version. Okay, so first off, Don Ramon made a version of this, even though this is built off JC's, just like the last one. And it's a good thing Don Ramon did. He helped his assets helped me figure out a lot of where the differences were. So the main differences between this stage and the original version is the sky has been changed from this like the starry night to this like sunset skyline. It's also not animated anymore, and that like the starry sky was animated. This version of the sunset just isn't animated. Um, I was originally led to believe that like the only thing that was really changed in this stage was just the background buildings and the skyline, but of course that wasn't true. Almost every sprite in here has been changed to somewhat. Like all these cop cars, they got a little bit more detail on them, or they've been changed in subtle ways. Like the wheel wells of the cop cars, where you're going to notice some differences. Like the art, it's like the tires have been like pulled up some, I think. Like so they're like tighter to their vehicles than they used to be. Yeah, like this. I think the ambulance tire like moved up, and like I think there's just like some extra shading and stuff. Like this cop car over here didn't have this like yellowish tint part on it before. Also, the like ambulance animation, these lights, they're much more narrow and like smaller than they used to be when they go by. So that was like that animation was clearly redone and stuff. I think these other animations were also slightly changed, so I had to redo those all. Um, the traffic light only had 4 frames before, but now it has 8 frames. Um, Also, in like Don Ramon's version, it didn't have the full 8 frames. This cafe bar sign has a lot more frames than it used to, and it's also pretty chaotic. But Don Ramon only had 4 when I think it may even have up to like 12 on it. But yeah, like I restored all the missing frames and they like corrected the animation to be like closer to what the game is. Let's see, did I fix anything else? I still kind of like made it a mishmash of the old floor and the new floor. I wanted the breaking floor to like match so the old effect happens in the like transition version. These buildings, like the left and right buildings, have been like massively changed in like shading and detail. I fixed some errors on it and gave it some more void protection. So like if you jump up, you won't like see void appearing. There's even void in the source game exposed, but I like patched that out. You don't want void in your stage. I There wasn't as much sky to work with as like the Starry Night version, so I just had like the deltas pull up a little harder to like make sure there was no void appearing at the top and the left and right for that matter. Okay, let's go downstairs. Okay, so down here in the sewer, I think like the background has been subtly changed in different ways. I had to repalette everything, which was a pain. And also, I had wasted a bunch of time because I screwed up on these like repalleting the like falling drops. There's like a pixels that appear here. There's like 3 pixels in a row is like one of the drop strands, but I forgot that like that changes color. So like I was repalleting it at first with like all the free drops, the free vertical drops in the row is like all the same thing, but it's not all the same thing. I had to go back and like fix it. Like nobody would have noticed. Like who's watching this like frame by frame when it goes by so fast? But know it was there, so I went in there, back in there, and like spent like 4 hours or so fixing it. There was a pretty nasty discoloration around here. And there was kind of discolorations around here I took out. And the sewer top, oh man, was it messed up in the source game. So yeah, like it was a big jagged, like chunks missing out of it. In the source, I corrected it so it looks much nicer. Um, there isn't much difference down here outside of some minor art differences on the like sewer, but like all the animations are basically the same. Like the rats are basically the same, though the rat sprites in my source were messed up. Like when the rat run by, like a chunk of his tail was missing for some reason. So I corrected that mistake. You don't really need to see it, but the cracking floor transition works just like it used to, with the like van shaking to the left while it cracks or while the floor cracks. I think that's pretty much it. I am glad to be done with the stage. If somebody asks for an alternate palette, I will absolutely turn you down. I don't even want to look at this stage anymore, practically. It's just so much. That's all for now. I might make a video just poking fun of how bad the source was messed up. Because the source was super messed up. Like, the deltas were broken, the, like, assets were splitting apart. It was just crazy. But anyway, yeah. You're about to fall down. And that's that. Enjoy.